Welcome to the Bob and Tam Show, Pating Nation.
Hi.
So what we're going to do today, we're going to talk about it. Hey, did you see that title? Why should you even come to a motorcycle rally? You know, that's a question we used to have. So let's get to it, and we're going to tell you some of the great things of why you should go, and maybe some reasons why you shouldn't go.
So subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell, and think about Patreon.
So here we are. We're going to jump right into it here. You know, what made us go to the first motorcycle rally was that old TV show, Full Throttle. You know, we watched that show and we thought, hey, you know, that looks like some fun. I got to go to Sturgis and check that out. You know, I've done some rides with the AMA, American Motorcycle Association, things like that, but we never really went to a real rally until then. So here's some of the reasons that we have that we go. Then we'll talk about a few things that maybe why you don't really want to go. So, you know, one of the things is the fun that you have. You know, if you're going to ride there on your motorcycle, you know, the first big rallies we went to, we actually took the bike out and we rode all the way there. Quite an adventure. We actually did it by ourselves, just us on one bike. And it was very interesting. Stayed in hotels and stuff all the way. So it was kind of exciting, and got to the rally. So that's one of the things that I would say is one of the advantages.
To get there. The adventure to get there.
So, you know, the second thing is the things you're going to do when you get there. You know, you're going to see a lot of vendors, you're going to see a lot of products that you've never seen before, things for your bike. You know, you might live in a small town or even in a big city that you can't figure out where to get something done at. You know, hey, I want a certain kind of pipes or certain kind of seat, or hey, I want a custom seat made or something like that, or a special headlight, or, you know, there's all kinds of stuff that you can find at a bike rally that you may not be able to find at your local dealer. You know, a lot of these cities don't have actually motorcycle shops, you know, like a J&P Cycles or Ciro or any of those ones out there, that when you go to these events, you can actually see the products, you can touch them. You know, you can always go back home and order stuff off the catalog, but at least you can see what you're going to order beforehand.
Yep.
And sometimes they even install that stuff for free.
Yep, a lot of them do. The big vendors.
So, you know, the next thing is some of the rides that you have. You know, especially when we went to Sturgis, would have never dreamed of all the great riding you have. You know, in some of the other states you go to, Florida's not always the greatest riding there, but it's just different. You know, different style of riding that you have. Not all the curvy roads, but I mean, you can see some beach and go through some of the beach towns and stuff like that.
And
so
the Everglades and
yeah,
just the back roads.
So that's kind of another reason.
Just to see America.
You know, and one of the best things that I would probably say is the number one thing why you want to go to a rally is the people that you're going to meet. You know, you're going to meet some friends there that you're going to see throughout your life. You know, you might see them at other rallies. You know, that's what's important. We met a few friends there in Sturgis that we see every couple of years. They show up in Sturgis and we see them again. We don't really ever see them except for that point. So that's kind of one of the neat things about going to motorcycle rallies is you meet people that have the same interests. They're all about motorcycles. So that's kind of one of the great things that I think is the number one reason why you'd want to go to a motorcycle rally.
The camaraderie. It's the community too. Everybody's there and you've all got something in common. Your bikes.
So tell me one of the reasons why you shouldn't go to a rally.
You don't really have enough clothes. Especially if you travel on your bike, you've got very limited space. So if you're trailering up, it's not too bad. But if you're riding your bike up and you want it to be that ultimate adventure, it's limited space, what you can bring, and clothes and anything you bring. Whatever fits on your bike, that's it.
It's not like a guy, we wear the same jeans all freaking week and just bring a couple changes of underwear and socks.
I need,
and
you know,
a
3 or
couple
4 pair of shoes and my makeup and
yeah. And we just throw a hat on and you're ready to go for the rest of the day. So, you know, there's one of the bad sides. What's the other thing is, it can get expensive. You know, most of these rallies you go to, it's expensive to get there, to travel that far, depending on how far away you are. I mean, we were traveling about 1,500 miles on the trips when we made it our first couple times to Sturgis. And you know, got to buy all the gas, you got to stay in hotels, you know, all that expense. Plus, when you get to Sturgis, it's expensive to get there, it's expensive for food, it's expensive for everything that you're pretty much doing there.
All the stuff you get for your bike.
Yeah, t-shirts you're buying.
It all adds up.
Yeah. So probably the worst thing about going to a rally is how many people are going to show up. you know, is it going to get so crowded that, you know, some of these events, like if you went to the 75th anniversary, you know, it's so crowded, the roads are backed up, you can't enjoy your riding. You know, even in a normal rally this year in Sturgis, you know, the road's kind of backed up in town, so you're idling along. It's harder to find parking spots. You know, now with all the stuff that's going on, they've got limited staff to serve you food and get you beers and all that stuff. So that's probably kind of the worst thing that I would say probably about
Ormond Beach, it was traffic was backed up. If you were coming from Daytona to Ormond Beach, right under, when you got close to the 90 there, it was like what? We would probably sat in line an hour to get from the other side of the 90 to destination Daytona.
Yeah.
So, you know, wherever you go, there's going to be traffic probably and congestion because everybody else wants to come along too. So lots of people, more congestion, more traffic.
We're gonna wrap it up. So gave you some pros, gave you some cons. What's that tell you? We're still gonna keep going to rallies. So no matter what the bad things is, nothing in this world is 100%.
No.
You're never gonna go anywhere, even if you went to Disneyland or wherever you might go on vacation next time. You know, things aren't cheap, no matter what you're doing nowadays. You know, unless you're putting a tent in your backyard and you never leave. That'd be about the only way you're going to save a few bucks.
And who are you going to meet there?
Yeah. So out of all of the things, that's what we see, that what we like about rallies. You know, even though there's a few things that don't go perfect when you're there, it's still the experience, and especially when you leave, just like now, it's been a couple weeks since the rally, and we're still thinking about some of the things that we did, thinking about what we're going to do different for next year to make it, especially in our case, to make it, give you better videos, give you better content, and see what's going on. So you guys keep staying tuned, keep watching our videos. We're going to be heading out here. We're going to be going to Lake of the Ozarks. We're going to see how that turns out this year. Bikes and Blues, half the town's canceled, half of it's going on. We'll see what's going on there. You know, Myrtle Beach, the rest of them are all still full steam that we hear of. Possibly Panama City may be having some restrictions. Maybe the dealership may not be doing nothing, but we haven't got a definite on that yet. And if we do, we'll let you know. And hopefully we'll still be doing our Sunday lives for you guys.
As long as we can find internet.
So we'll leave you at that.
So think about when you go to rallies, you make it what you want. You can go and have a great time, or you can go and be bummed the whole time. So it's all what you make it. So thanks for coming along today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let us know what your pros and cons are when you go to a motorcycle rally. What makes you go? What are some things you don't like about it? Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Share us with your family and friends. Think about Patreon. Give us a big thumbs up. Ring that bell for notifications. And we'll see you on the next video.
See you in a couple days.